Hello, it's me. Yeah, it's time for an unboxing. And as you can see from Gripping Beast, what I've got is a big bag of packing wafers. The end. No, not really. This is, as I've just said, this is from Gripping Beast, and I placed a big order from them. This carries on from the unboxing that I did of the Claymore casting mounted knights for 100-Year War period, the early 100 Years War. These are, I took advantage, I went on Gripping Beast, and I took advantage that they do buy 6 packs of infantry for the price of 5. I took advantage of that, and I've got several. They're all in here in these wee packs. Quite weighty these themselves. So you get to see me unpack them all for the first time. You know, here we go. Because I was just going to say about this. I've backed this Escorcheur's skirmish wargaming in the 100 Years War. Currently, that's in the early phases of a Kickstarter. I am going to attempt trying to link that in the description, perhaps the first comment as well, the pinned comment. So have a look below. I should have got this, but otherwise, you can see the spelling here: ECORCHEURS, and it's Wargaming in 100-Year War, Escorcheurs. And this is recently launched, and it's a Gripping Beast thing. So have a look at that. Backing opens 18th of September, and I'm filming this past that. I think it's going for a little while anyway. So, but it's early 100 Years War. But I think they're planning on doing slightly different things as well. That's Gripping Beast. So have a look at that if you're curious. These come quite recommended. At least the infantry does. And as you can see, I have ordered several. I mentioned this package briefly in the mounted knights thing, and I've got beyond this, I've got an infantry delivery from First Corps and an infantry delivery from Claymore castings to come as well. I bought a load. This is for a 100 Years War project. You can have fewer models for a Escorcheur, it looks like. And I have some cutting bits here. I started filming this, and I did about 2 minutes worth of footage, and I went, I need something to cut this with, and But anyway, so I had to restart filming after I thought, should I really stop filming just across the room to get something to cut with. Right, so I got the some of their a few packs of their archers and a few packs of their dismounted knights, so it's all infantry, and I've done similar with First Corps and Claymore casting again. So these should be all they normally come in packs about this size. Packs of 6. Hang on. Hopefully you can see them all right. Puddle bases, metal. They're very clean. Not much flash or anything. A little bit of mould line, but they're actually really quite clean and stuff. But it's with the buy 6 for 5. It's 6 for 5 packs. each pack has 6 models in, and I've got a small few different sculpts, and they randomly pack a load of these in, and it's, yeah, I quite like some of the models. Hopefully you can see this guy. He try and get the light properly. You can just see by he's giving the the good old English archer salute. V for victory. But yeah, these are all archers. I'm under the presumption they've got sort of some pre-made warbands with Escorcheurs, the Kickstarter, and I would very much presume that a lot of those are made up by their own models, like these. More archers, and even more. And as you can see, I have bought loads of these. It's I'm generally trying to get I was going to say a rough approximation, but well, I mean, I can't really afford buying I can't really afford buying 6,000 models. Don't have the space for it either. But I should have enough. I should have about a much smaller scale battle. But yeah, I was sort of hoping to, with a lot of the knights, there's a bit of crossover, but mainly I wanted to sort of try and do Poitiers period army, because there's some really cool stuff around with that period. There's a couple of the main commanders are actually, these are archers again. A small few of the commanders are, pardon the traffic, as well. A number of the commanders are, a couple of the main commanders for Poitiers are actually quite local to me. I thought, oh, that's really cool. And one of them had been through the Breton War of Succession. That's John Chandos, and he was quite local, and local to me. And I thought he was quite cool. I know he was. I think he was at Crécy, Poitiers, and fought quite early on during the War of Breton Succession. But I should have enough to change around through using troops at all. Yeah, Crécy, doing some Crécy troops, some Poitiers troops, and then some like ubiquitous stuff. But yeah, I think these are. I'll try to hurry this along. But yeah, this is a general unboxing. Because I'm not necessarily sure what's in each pack. I should have enough to be able to recreate a small synopsis and do some, because I sort of wanted to do some actual heraldric sort of stuff. And with this, let's have a look. These are, I want to split them into 2 batches. Yes. Come on. These are some of the foot knights. Of course, swords and shields. Well, apart from the axe, and yeah. There's a good variety there. And try and keep these split. Yeah, there's these guys with there we go, the cut down lancers, and as far as I'm aware, these are quite sort of appropriate for early 100 Years' War for those who are very, very particular about historical accuracy and stuff of the sculpts and stuff. And it's lots of bassinets, some pig face visors, hound skull, hound visors. Because I think I'm just seeing how many of these wee packages they've packaged up, because I am fully aware that this could take quite a long time to fully do. These are more archers. Yeah, they've got a good load of different sorts of sculpts with the archers. I don't think I'm not planning on showing all the backs up to the camera, but I sort of thought it would be nice to basically start utterly afresh. Well, there's open the box from the very beginning without having, as early on in the proceedings that I can. Yeah, loads of archers there again. There we are. Right. I think what I'll try and do is I'll open up all of these wee bags and stuff. Yeah, it's got me the address on the front of the box, so I'm not really gonna, show everyone that. And I jokingly say, unless you're going to send me a load of free stuff and I trust you, and also I trust you, then I'm not really going to show my address out properly. I know I've given some clues as to what city I live in. Yeah, and you can sort of, some of the, there's a couple of cut down lancers. Basically the spares. Likewise. But yeah, I should have on the way, because I wanted to try and do some Welsh spearmen, because apparently the Black Prince headed out of Britain, set sail with about 170, 172 thereabouts Welsh archers. Sorry, with about 172 Welsh spearmen. So I've got some models that I'm hoping are generally going to be suitable for that. And of course, you don't really find anything that's specifically labelled as early 100 Years' War Welsh spearmen. So it's a touch difficult. So I've tried to get some very late Barons' War ordinary spearmen. They're armoured with acatons and stuff. A bit like with some of the knights, these guys have acatons and things. Well, I know they weren't quite as... Well, yeah, it's not quite as well equipped as the knights and stuff. But and of course at Poitiers, by the time they got to Poitiers, it was the whole Gascony thing had been going for 10 years by that point, roughly, just over. But yeah, there was a contingent of 500 Gascon javelineers acting as light infantry skirmishers. They would have been sort of like, they were basically sort of like almost mountain men. They're just coming down from the mountains and acting as a skirmish line. Yeah, these are some of the hand knights again. Yeah, there's a couple of lots of swords and shields. These guys have halberds and stuff. You can see some of them, yeah. But yeah, they were basically sort of almost like mountain men skirmishers and stuff. And they'd also had, apparently there was 500 crossbowmen also acting as skirmishers, but apparently they were basically almost like mounted crossbowmen. They were mounted, but you know, they dismounted for the battle. But they would, as far as I could tell, they would probably have been armoured quite like a lot, just generally like a lot of crossbowmen at the times, but without the pavis shields. Who got more spears? Yeah, there would have been armed double-handed weapons, halberds and the like. Not quite see, but yeah. Yeah, there would have. Yeah, so apparently there would have been sort of a bit like the still would have probably have had armoured plate armour on the legs and the knees and stuff, but probably hacatons and an open-faced, a visorless bassinet helm, perhaps. But yeah. So the slightly heavier armed crossbowmen and also the javeliniers were all from Gascony. The javeliniers would probably have been in the Pyrenees mountains on the border with what's now Spain, but you know, they were different kingdoms. There was a whole thing in Spain as well. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, more dismounted knights. Yeah, double-handed weapons again. But yeah, it's this is going to be a big project and stuff. And they've got some shields and they've got the cut-down lances again. Some of them. And these guys mainly do too. There's a couple of swords in there. Couple of swords in there as well, but yeah, it's and these should have a solid base, form a solid base of the, well, just the dismounted knights and the archers. I've still got a couple of boxes, packs to come, and yeah, I've recently had the note to say. Been emailed the notes to say that they've been dispatched, both of them. So yeah, they should arrive quite soon. It's just sort of a case of painting them up. I think with this particular order, of course, I think I've mainly got the foot knights, dismounted knights. And these are swords and shields again. Yeah, I've heard some nice things about these Griffin Beast stuff, and since they're bringing out, yeah, I placed this order, and about 2 days later I found out about Escorcheur, so I thought, well, I'll do the unboxing anyway, and yeah, and yeah, back to Escorcheur. Not sure when the delivery is necessarily going to be, because I think they're not long into the actual campaign of the film. So when I get that, I'll probably try and do. I'll probably try and do a video on Escorcheur, the rule book. They've got some accoutrements, I think mainly dice and tokens. I've not necessarily invested in any more war bands or anything because, wow, I've pretty much got a lot of stuff already. I've just ordered a load for it, for that period anyway. But yeah, yeah, these are all foot knights again. I think one or two of these deliveries are probably a bit heavier on the on the archers front, because I think I've just about got slightly more dismounted knights as I do archers. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And you can sort of see you get them quite clean and stuff, as in not much flash at all. So very minimum cleaning and stuff needed, and you get a decent variety of poses and things. But yeah, I'll keep people updated on what happens as the progress works out on this project and stuff. But yeah, I'm sort of planning on these guys probably with a couple of, I've got a Henry V on a Griffin, and I think I've showed that off in a video from perhaps 2 months ago, maybe. I'd have to have a look, but one of the work desk updates, and I was showing them off. But I've got a Henry V on a Griffin, and yeah, it's with a couple of extra sort of fantastical things. Sort of hoping these guys can be a Bretonnian army as well. So double up as that. So yeah, as you can see, stuff's coming along. This is going to be a huge project because I've got another couple of packages of models infantry to come as well, and you've seen all my cavalry as well. I got some First Corps cavalry a bit ago. They're all sort of primed up. I'm sure I have done a video on them. I did an unboxing of their claymore casting pieces as well, and I think that's pretty much it. I'll keep everyone updated on stuff. I'll do unboxings of the other infantry to come from First Corps and Gripping Beast again. No, claymore castings and First Corps infantry. It's infantry from them. Been saving up in batches and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, here we go. That's pretty much it. I'll keep everyone updated. I am planning on putting all attempting real life historical heraldry on a lot of the knights and stuff. So, about a third of them are probably going to have Poitiers stuff. A third of them Breton warrior succession, and a third of them Cressy heraldry. So yeah, because they're all really curious periods. Periods within the first part of the 100-Year War, the opening bits, the Edwardian period of the 100-Year War. So yeah, I'll keep everyone updated on what's happening with these. I'm also going to make things hard for myself by trying to paint a lot of the heraldry freehand. I need to learn, so please bear that in mind. I want to try and learn, so I'm trying to, and I've never really been very good at doing transfers anyway. To me, it's more straightforward, even if I'm going to be a bit clumsy in practice. But yeah, anyway, that just leaves me to say, stay safe, stay groovy.